indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If the board would remain standing, please, for a moment of silence. Consider the importance of our work and how we serve our students, our staff, and our community. Thank you. And Julie, may we have a roll call?
Joan Bouquet. Here. Larry Carson.
Here.
Jessica Deckers. Here. Jack Fisher.
Here.
Corey Holman.
Here.
Dan Lutke.
Here.
Jack O'Leary. Chuck Price. And Donald West.
Here.
Okay, thank you, Julie. And may I have a volunteer to read the mission statement?
I'll do it, Pam.
Okay.
Delaware Valley School District, in partnership with our community, stands committed to maximizing student potential, fostering lifelong learning, and promoting responsible citizenship.
Thank you, John. And may I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Brian
Second.
and Corey. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. I would like to remind the audience that public comments are welcome throughout the meeting. Just raise your hand, identify yourself, and you will be recognized. We have one presentation this evening.
Thank you. We just have a quick presentation. I wanted to show you some of the construction that's been going on down here on this campus. I'll get you some more pictures of work that's going on at the other campuses for the September meeting, but it's not as extensive. Forget about the child labor laws here. He was volunteering, we'll say now.
Is he getting prevailing wage?
He's an early grad of the CTE program. This is just a view, if you haven't come by over there where all the cars are, where the stadium entrance is going in, the fencing and the ticket booth. And then on this side, there'll be fencing and a ticket booth as well. So there'll be, again, as I said before, it'll be, imagine a pillar, a 6 or 8 foot stretch of black fence, then another pillar, another stretch of black fence, then a pillar. And the pillars and the 2 ticket booths are the same matching block that's on the front of the high school gym. So where you see the block on each side of the entry to the gym with the 2 big red DVs, here you'll have that same block, and then on the ticket booth there'll be the small red DV. So it'll be like a miniature version of the high school project, of the gym project, so they'll match. Just another view. Ticket booth will be right in here. You can see that laying block here. It was amazing how far down they were required to go for the footers. The footers are probably as deep as the pillars will be above ground. This is a look at the new turf when they were first rolling it out, before they put the numbers and the lettering and things of that nature. So you'll see this is all gravel here, and on the other side they did the football field itself in the center, and then this wasn't even done at that time. And again, the original turf was 2004, so we had 13 seasons out of that turf, which was really good. This is another view of it from up in the press box before it was striped. And then here it is in its completed state. Football was on it the other day when I went up to take a picture. But you see all the numbers, all the hash marks, the circles for soccer. It's complicated to do. White is football, yellow is soccer, blue is boys lacrosse, silver is girls lacrosse, red is field hockey. So you have a lot of colors on it, just like we did on the other one, but it's a much higher quality turf, much higher quality product. And then the big difference is the end zones are colored now. They used to be plain green with nothing in them. This used to be known as room B1. When the middle school was built in 1987, it was the band room. And then as it morphed into becoming the part of the 910 high school, this is just up the hall from the pool and the 910 cafeteria. B1 became a regular classroom. What they did is there was a large bulletin board. This is one of the main intersections in the high school. There was a big bulletin board here. This wall was taken out, and this is a large display case for what would be the school store. And then there's a half wall with sheetrock and then glass above it. On the other side of this half wall will be the business marketing CTE program with the visual where they can look into the school store where the marketing and business kids will be running the school store. So that's the view from the hallway looking through the display case. This is the view from in the classroom looking out. These are the lockers out in the hallway. And there's two small display cases here, like you could have mannequins here. And then these racks are where you can lock in all the racks that would hold like clothing. You know, like in a store where you might see a rack on an angle like this with the knobs coming down. They can all lock into this tracking system here.
So the 910 cafeteria is catty corner to that, right?
This is that main intersection, right, Corey? If you look right here, this is like, if you go, yeah, this is the,
okay.
yeah, this is like where the loading dock is, right through that back corner where the old school and new school meet.
Right.
So we call that Times Square because there's so much traffic that flows through there. So that's why we thought that was a great room. Plus it was larger than a typical room because it used to be a band room in the old days. And then it used to be double wooden doors going in this classroom. Now it's glass doors. So it really has a professional look to it. And if you know Mrs. Engel, when she's been here with FBLA, she's very serious. She's very professional. She does a first-class job. Now this area is, these are the doors if you were entering the high school down by the pool. Down by the pool and the 910 cafeteria and the middle school gym. These are the first set of doors coming in, and then the second set of doors are here. There was an alcove, a big, large alcove of empty space there when the construction was done. So we put up 2 sheetrock walls, and this is going to be where the athletic trainers are situated during the winter months, which is a great location because right next to them is the small wrestling room and the old gym. Right across the hall is the middle school gym and the pool, and then the large gym and wrestling room are to the left. So it's a great location for the trainers. Right now, their location is all the way up the ceiling past the green gym. It's way out in no man's land. So this was a great central place for kids to find the trainers.
So John, on that, I thought there was gonna be a window there, so they could look out.
From the trainers room,
Yeah, didn't we talk about that?
there's a window in the door, but there's no windows.
Just that little window there.
Yeah, there's no windows there for treatment because sometimes they're not always have all their.
I looked in the other day, it was just a little claustrophobic for somebody who's gonna sit in there for a few hours at a time.
It's considerably larger than the one we have.
I guess
now.
so, yeah. And then outside there was, on the red wall, I guess somebody hit it with a truck or something?
Yes, so that piece was replaced, and then it will also be painted so that it matches the rest of it. So the piece is replaced, but it hasn't been painted yet.
I'm gonna
No, they get it done?
We're gonna paint the rest of the high school the same color, but you got 2 color reds out there.
That red, all that red matches now because
But not to the old high school.
yeah, no, it doesn't. No, only in that area. No, you're correct on that. This is the new tile floor that was put in. You might remember last summer, we did new tile floor and LED lighting in the main hallway of the high school. When you first walk into the high school, the auditorium's to your right, and the cafeteria and the gym were to your left. And that was always a dark hallway. And it had blue tile, white with blue tile for some reason. I don't know where the blue came from. So we swapped that out last year, put LED lighting in to lighten it up because it was so dark. In the olden days at DB, there used to be a lot more light in that hallway because there used to be a rock garden in the middle. It was like a courtyard there. Now we have 4 foreign language classrooms where that garden used to be, so that caused it to be dark. So we continued the red, white, and black tile now. Not only is it in that main corridor by the gym and auditorium, now it goes down the hall. This is the auditorium here, and the main office is on this side. And then on the opposite side of the gym, the opposite side of the auditorium, this is where the orchestra room and chorus room are. There's also a home ec room on this side. So that has all new tile. So now the whole center area of the entryway, both sides of the auditorium, and what they call the white hallway behind the gym. This is back like where the wood shop is and some of the art rooms. That had that strange colored flooring from many, many, many years ago. So now all that large public area out front has matching tile for once. This is again a look at that tile. This is going on this picture. Just imagine that the wood shop is just to your left. Stephanie Cavallero's art room is just to the right, and then in the back, that used to be Tom Moran's CAD drawing class, and now it's a ceramic art class because we moved Tom because we had to get the art teachers out of the CTE wing in preparation for the CTE project. This is Stephanie Cavallero's computer graphics lab, which is right in that hallway I just showed you. All new Macs and a brand new smartboard. And then, of course, this is Marvin's favorite. Don't forget the summer cleaning, because in addition to the 57 different projects that were going on, they still had to wash, wax, strip, empty every room, and then rebuild it. So it's been a heck of a summer. This is a look at the maintenance building. This was the first day when they were framing it. And then this is a look as they started to enclose it. And then I took a picture today. And I got the old building in on purpose so you could see that Chris and his guys did a nice job trying to match it as closely as possible. So you have two side-by-side brown buildings, same color and everything. And Chris, what's the target? September?
September 3rd now.
Okay, great,
We're gonna have it done by Labor Day weekend.
great.
Maybe we could have our October board meeting. Considering all the time we spent discussing it, right?
You wanna get in there before winter.
And we just wanted to thank you guys. It was another good summer. While maybe there weren't that many huge projects, there were a lot of projects. But certainly the turf was a big one, and the cameras were a big one. I didn't get a picture of the cameras, but the cameras are all
That's
set.
all done.
Cameras, are we done at the
Cameras
last
will be done
school
by
for
the end of
cameras?
this week.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
And that was huge. How many cameras, roughly? You have a ballpark number?
Yeah,
We don't say that publicly, right?
typically we don't.
Okay, that's okay. A lot of
A
cameras.
lot.
3 digits, we'll say that.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I just want you to see what they've been up to, what the workers have been up to all summer. The other thing too, our guys, some of these projects, of course, were bidded out. I didn't show you, I didn't climb up on the roof to show you the AC units. But there's AC units that were put in at the high school, the middle school, and Shahola. And I hope to get some, I'll send you some pictures next week, because I'm going to Shahola and Bingham for next week, so I can get some more photos.
John, after a full year of DVES the new DVES being in operation, do you find anything that is not quite working the way we expected, or?
Yeah, I mean, we had that issue with the smell quite a few months ago, because there was an exhaust fan that was too close to the fresh air vent. We remedied that. And the floors and everything look a lot better, because we had a full summer to really, get after them and put more coats of wax on them. We were a little hard pressed last year. So Marvin's really proud about how much better the floors look this year than last. So that's a positive step. So, but from a functional standpoint, this is, I think, the third new elementary school I've been a part of, and it's definitely been the smoothest. But a lot of that goes to the contractors, it goes to the architects, it goes to the construction managers, particularly, to make sure everything was done properly the first time. So without the flood, if we didn't have the flood, last summer, that was the major hiccup. And unfortunately, it didn't cost us any money. It just caused a lot of scrambling. But no, a year later, the building looks better than when it opened. Because the floors look better, but also because the Lighthouse team, which is the Leader in Me program, the Lighthouse team of adults and kids have really taken a lot of those blank white spaces and customized it with all kinds of beautiful murals and messages and things like that. So now it looks a lot more homey as an elementary school than it did when it was kind of bright white. Like you come out of all those bathrooms and those 4-foot-high walls were there. Remember the sinks were on the flip side. They were all plain white, and now they're pretty much all been painted by the kids and the art teacher.
Do we have a board meeting there?
Yep, we're gonna go back. Yep, we have one Dingman's, one Shahola, and one DVE on the schedule. So I think it's October, maybe, I want to say. So we'll do that, okay? I just thought you'd like to see some of the things that have been, and the other thing, just before I stop, I promise, is that because a lot of the projects were smaller and a lot of local vendors were able to partake. Glass King has been on campus. Jerry Gilroy, one of our local electricians, has been on campus. Chris Morgan and Morgan Site Contractors have been on campus. Voltron's been on campus. So a lot of work has been able to go to the local guys, which is great too. So,
It's nice to hear that.
it's nice to keep the money here,
Yeah.
not have it go back to Scranton or Hazleton or wherever else. Pocono Interiors, the tile work in the hallways. That's right. Thanks. Anybody else? No. That's nice to see when we can keep the money here for the local people and They pay their taxes here, they send their kids here. So it's really nice when we can reciprocate. All right, thanks.
Thank you. So moving on, may I have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting held on July 13th, 2017? Motion. Jessica and Don? It's a tie. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. We do not have administrative or attendance reports for this month. Are there any comments or questions on the financial reports? Hearing none, we'll move on to our superintendent's report.
Okay, I just have a couple of things to update you on. We're preparing for opening day. Monday morning starts new teacher orientation, and new teachers are here all next week, all 5 days. So new teacher orientation Monday morning. If anybody's free and wants to stop by, we're having breakfast with them here in the DO at 8 o'clock, and then we go through a whole day of activities with them. But you're welcome if you want to stop for breakfast. Thursday, all the teachers and IAs are back for the first day of the new year, and we have in-service training all day long. The elementary teachers are getting trained in the new math series, and the secondary teachers are doing professional learning communities. Friday is the teacher work day. We have breakfast at 8 o'clock in the 11th, 12th grade cafeteria, and then I kind of give my state of the district talk from 8:30 to 9:30. If anybody's available Friday morning, you want to come in to breakfast and a talk, you're welcome. And then we also invite, the retirees are invited every year to come to the breakfast. We try to just give a little more every year, you know, and it's fun. They're the only ones that don't have to come to my speech. They get to stay in the cafeteria, so they're lucky. And then the kids are here a week from Monday, the 28th. So it's time, it's go time now. You know, we'll be busy with the adults all next week, getting ready for the kids the following week. Fall sports started this past Monday, so they've just finished 4 days of practice. And the turf is all done, of course, and then even football has the first scrimmage Saturday morning. They have Bethlehem Liberty will be here Saturday, and when do they leave? On Tuesday, Chris, for Florida? They leave Tuesday for their trip to Florida to play at Disney World at the Wide World of Sports for that trip that they take every 3 years. So that's next. They play next Friday night or Saturday?
Friday night, 5 o'clock.
Okay, it'll be nice and hot in Florida, Orlando at 5 o'clock. Something I've never had in my 25 plus years of service in education, but we have to make, just so you know, we have taken precautions for the eclipse next week. There'll be nobody outside in the afternoon next week because it only takes one kid who's not in the huddle to turn around and stare at the sun. So we coordinated with all our athletics and marching band to make sure nobody's outside between 1 and 4 next Monday, just as a safety precaution. Everybody will practice in the morning or at night. But I said literally, this is another one to add to the book of first. I've never had to have anybody stay inside because of an eclipse before, so it's pretty bizarre. There's no weekend review because I'm off to the Little League World Series tomorrow. And finally, strategic plan. I wanted to show you this. What I've done is the principals always have to give me updates at the end of the year on what they accomplished on their goals for the year for strategic plan. So all the updates from last summer, so 2016 are in here, and all the updates for 2017 are in here. So I'm going to leave this here, but just let Julie know if anybody wants it, if you want her to break this apart in PDF, or you can look at it. I'm just going to leave it laying on the counter all the time. I know Corey will ask for 2 copies, one for his car and one for, but just let Julie know if you want a copy, but they're all here. And the interesting thing is I looked at the 9 facility goals that we had. First one, CTE wing renovation and expansion. That was our #1 dream on the list. Hopefully tonight that'll put that into motion. Build the varsity softball field next to the district office. That'll start once school gets going and they're done with all their prep. Replace the stadium turf. Renovate the 1970 high school science labs, which is on the docket for tonight. Construct a new maintenance building. So we've got 1, 2, 3, did I say the turf? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the only things we haven't tackled yet are enhancements to the music rooms in the auditorium, and an LED lighting project. We'll switch all the lights over to LEDs if it's cost effective. We have to have a study on that. Building the TV radio studio in the high school, and then upgrading the closed circuit TVs so all the schools can have the TV programs. So, I mean, and realistically, other than the LED lighting, the most expensive things we've accounted for, which is really cool. And then some of these others are they're in the summer CapEx list for the future. So I just thought I wanted to point that out since those are big ticket items. That we're making great progress on that. So thanks to you guys for all that.
Excellent.
And that's it. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. May I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Motion?
John? Corey, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I now have a motion to accept the bills for payment, which include the general fund, cafeteria fund, and the capital reserve fund? Jack? And Dawn. Is there any discussion?
I have a question, Bill. There was a check, I don't have it right in front of me, made out of Inter Grande, is that the name of it, for $130,000? Inter Grande.
General fund?
General fund, yeah. It said capital improvements on it. And I was wondering what that was for.
Was it a general fund?
Yes. So I didn't call you today to ask it on the phone.
That kind of creates something.
It says capital equipment / technology replacement.
Yeah, what's the check number?
I think that sounds like a technology number.
It's 123235.
Yeah,
Tech Grown, yeah.
Intergrown, okay.
Yeah.
140.
It's related to technology, maybe some of the people, late speed renewal. For
That's a
20 grand.
filtering system. Yeah, that's the filter.
Filter for what?
The internet,
For 20.
light speed.
That's just 20 on it.
That's just 20 of it, yeah. ProBook, HP ProBook 64, model 640 for 17,000, another one for 17,000, they're two different.
That's probably licensing fees for Chromebooks. I mean.
Yeah, so it's all tech. It has nothing to do with Marvin's projects.
No,
Okay, that was
it's all regular tech annual budget.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Odesk 600. Must be all those.
I think a lot of it is the Dingman's Middle School machines got replaced too.
The
Classroom machines.
Oh, all the classrooms at Cleveland, right? And the labs, right?
Yeah, I think that's Integra.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Jack and Bill. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Hearing no objections? Oh, any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. I'm now moving on to personnel items. May I have a motion to approve personnel items including resignations, appointments, and change of status?
So moved.
Brian and John, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. We will need an executive session to discuss litigation, negotiations, and student issues and personnel. May I have a motion to move into executive session? Dawn, second. Corey.
The item for approval.
Use this job, he's got kids.
You did say the 16th.
He turned it around.
every teacher, right?
I saw it the other day.
I was wondering why you didn't say anything. Now, I'm first initial last name, your last name first initial.
You're obviously.
Right.
Here's about, I sent it once, and it bounced back 4 times.
Wow.
I was like, it's something. Something's right up on my.
This is somebody, because I had to have personal insurance paperwork sent to me. It would not go through our server account. That was from a company. I thought that was so weird, so they ended up faxing it to me.
And you worked on
And so I
that.
wonder if it's our.
Yeah, but I just never saw
Right.
it. I meant to try it today. I was like, wait. Forgot.
I need to go on track.
Oh, yeah, so October 16th. And they will separate it so that it starts on one side of the plant line. She can start the whole and
Sometime
yeah, they'll do their first part of the month.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we'll arrive up there like the same time, like 10 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, as soon as they leave from school, the better.
Usually it's like as soon as they get in,
Matter, but
yeah, as soon as they get in, take
our
attendance
attendance
and
and DV to get out.
Right.
And trying to think, what was the other thing?
That's why.
Any adult that is going needs to have prior,
The license submitted to the principal like a year, like a week in advance.
yeah. So we don't even know, obviously, they shouldn't have that identification on them when they arrive at base, but not likely that they'll check it, but you never know, maybe. Or they have to go down that weekend, so they have to do a 100% check. So they'll come on the bus and get checked.
Varsity, college, I've seen people just walk around from the side. I said, you're lucky if we throw you about 6 times a game. When you're
What do they call it? It's
He's gonna be
the
walking, we don't throw the ball.
Air National Guard.
I still think he had, sure, absolutely, I'll give him a shot. Not a problem. But I'm just telling you, nobody catches anything good on the back. 11, 12 inch. And you're calling the first day.
So how's your summer? Did you go anywhere?
Yeah, so when we started, well, I Sam wanted to spend 8 days. So we planned a trip. So we did, flew into London, had a overnight there, and then flew up to Edinburgh, did 4 days in Edinburgh, 2 days in Inverness, 4 days in Dublin, 2 days in County, to end it 5 days or something.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, he only got to go, he got to go to Dublin and spend the day there. And then
Supposed to, I emailed him, some more transforming, I think that was what, and yes, and that was.
It was all paid for, so he was like, look, they're not paying to get you, but I paid to mail it to my house, so
Can't speak
you know,
over it.
go on by yourself or see if someone will join you. Literally sent my sister a message, I was like,
Yeah.
if you'd be interested in going for the rest of my trip, I'm thinking about starting from Dublin. She's like, oh my God, I just don't know when I can do that. So like within like 30 seconds, I'll be like, oh, okay. And that was a good conversation. It was, that was funny. Yeah, I was some cool things that definitely would go back and do it all over again. Do almost the exact same trip over again. See the same sights. Can't take all of it.
I know. We did Ireland. in 09.
Can you imagine?
Our family, we were there for 8 days. And we just rented a car and did the circumference of the island. And, I've never been to Scotland or Wales or. My youngest has been to Ireland 3 times.
I would believe
And my son's been there.
Oh, that's what it is.
He's been there 3 times. Yeah. His good friend from college, he went to his good friend from college was from Newbury in the West. And he was a scholarship student. There wasn't a regular, but they sponsor a student for the summer. So they pay for the tuition for the student to come to the States for it. So obviously they're very good friends with him. And obviously after his year was over, he went back. So that summer, that's when I visited him. And then he graduated, he went over, and then after he graduated, he went over to actually live in the yeah, so he liked to show the paper down the
I like Ireland.
It's just, it's a city.
What we just dropped the ball. Dirty.
Well, they actually tried.
It was like.
People are so friendly.
Yes.
In Ireland. I'd love to go to Scotland. I really love to go.
I'll tell you what
That's why I'm a steward to get to.
Wow.
It's really direct flight from Stewart to Edinburgh.
I don't know.
I'm actually reading the Outlander series. Have you seen any of that? So someone like,
Is there a new season?
I have the law.
yeah.
So let's see. I'm listening. I just started Voyager this past weekend.
Very good.
Yeah. So who narrates it?
Davina Porter. Yeah.
So that's great. Now I'm reading them on my Kindle. So.
Yeah, I read all of them and then loved them so much that when I got Audible. Sometimes they do the match where like if you already have the book, you can get the Audible version for a discounted price.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I got 4 of the books on a discounted price. And the other one had to use, pay for the full price or use my credit or whatever, right? Those are expensive ones to buy. I don't know, for like $25.
They're like, can't wait till it comes back. I know. It's like another 2 weeks.
I know.
I said to my husband,
You are wrong.
That's what it is. All right. But this season, that's the way that, so that's why I was like.
to refresh myself. Yeah. I mean, obviously they take
Yeah.
liberty with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but it's so detail. Yeah. Looking forward to school starting again or no?
Really?
Oh, that's very good.
Yes,
always kind of
because I
sometimes
have to like,
Getting
I work
out.
Monday and Thursday. I have something. So I don't have to go back anymore, but no, because it's
I
like,
see it a lot.
if it's work, I don't have anything else to say. I just go home and we go do something.
Right.
It's cool, like, I'm like, you can't just go like go home. Yeah, I go home, but.
Goes on to try something. But our kids end up talking about that. When they do.
Excited that because fifth grade there.
That's not gonna be like from,
Yeah.
So he's excited about it. Flowers now, we said over.
They'll probably have Mr. Beatty, would be my guess. This is pairing. Yeah.
All I know is that we got the letter that said he had Bowerson for homeroom. After we got the letter about
right.
his DLA teacher. And I was like, That's not who was over. It just looked confusing. I was like, and then I looked at it, like, oh, he changes for all those classes. And Lincoln's excited for Mrs. Moreno. He's already been making fun of Jackson. He's like, she's a she didn't like you. It's like, Lincoln. It's like, what? It's true. She doesn't want to be with Jackson. She'll want to be with me. I'm like, sweetheart, you are not that lovable.
I was tragic for that.
Yeah, they're so competitive about that stuff. So I'm just wondering that we both are gonna have Marino for third grade. So we'll see who does better. I told Lincoln, I said, hey, Mrs. Marino, he doesn't mess around with homework. You'll get voted out for not doing it, because he doesn't talk. She's so silly that he's done it and he hasn't. And he'll wait till he gets to school to do it. And I think that's like a fly. I worked in Mrs. Ard's class because she had morning time. Right. That's not a fly in Mrs. Marino's class. I'm sure that didn't get there.
Hit the ground running when you get there. Problem of the day is it posted on the board.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the fly. You have to get your homework. Like, you can have yellow because they want it if you don't get your homework done. Like, this is real. This is, you got to start doing your homework now. Like, I can't do it for you. I'm not going to do it for you.
It was a good team because some of them have 5 subjects. You want them to have a routine, okay, I whatever it is, I sit down, I do this, just take a break, then, it's kind of that work ethic.
So our big thing is, you got the bus, it seemed to be working. We get home, we'd be doing our thing, they'd be sitting at the table. By the end of the first grade, Jackson wasn't really doing his spelling, he was just doing whatever. Right. So, yeah, there's changes, so that he would do his worksheets, and I think that's what we call personal worksheet. He had to write each word 5 times and show it to us. It wasn't legible, but we knew it was a misspelled word. The whole page of it. So he's starting to slow down and do it right away. He's kind of hard. People got to leave work to get their kids started. Think about the hard. So I had to start checking Power School to see when she would update homework assignments, whether his homework was done there. He sat and she wasn't. So I told him, I said, that's not gonna fly this year. You actually have to do it. You're not gonna get it.
Youngest in the middle class, and I'm like, oh my God, Laura. It's like, it was like, she had the worst handwriting. It wasn't really her handwriting, it was that she was doing it on the bus.
I can't tell you, Jackson has horrible handwriting. Add the bus to it, but she wouldn't be able to read a single letter.
And she even, all the way up to high school, she played 2 sports. So she said, don't get me on the bus. I'll be doing it at 10 o'clock. And you're like, oh, let's work. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But you're like, at least explain to the teacher why you're.
I told Jackson, I said, sports are a privilege. I don't get to do sports if you don't have a grade. And he actually didn't play in and a baseball game because he got a test on his spelling test. And I said, well, if you can't do your homework, then you don't check out your sports. So he missed 2 football games and a baseball game.
Well, his thing was the other girls
It's not a
aren't
right,
seeing
it's a
his
privilege.
privilege.
He gets earned
Then
it.
don't say over the summer, it's not gonna be the case.
But I'm excited for this. I don't know if fifth grade teachers. Not that I'm excited for the second time. Get a full year out of her.
Yeah.
And then he said,
Just forming that bond and so this year I'm looking forward to really get into spend last week in our.
Sweet person.
Yes, yes. And she had all, I mean, she.
that's not the case.
Yeah. She was so helpful to Jackson, getting him where he needed to do spelling and writing.
He's our gym teacher.
And my brother, and some of the stuff that we were going through.
She and I were on the same page. If she can't read it, it's wrong. There's no trying to guess at what he meant. If you can't read it, it's wrong. Or give it to them, they can do it back. Try to get definitely stuff like that. And not a, let's see, type person.
Yeah.
wanna do it, but I don't.
No.
Come to town, I got something Monday, but I can't remember what it is.
Just let me know. Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, you got out for me. I'll
I know he's experienced.
I'll call you. Can I call you? What time is better? What time is ready to call?
Cell phone's good, 8 till 9 o'clock at night.
I'm sorry, but Mondays is something. I remember it's like, oh, something. Oh, I know what it is. It's dental. It's dental point. That's what it is. I got a bulb in the crown.
Yeah.
And it's right in the middle of the, no, it's like, it's 11. You done on one?
Yeah, I'm actually in Milford Township on Mondays. After 1 o'clock, I know wherever I need to go.
I'll call you early Monday, leave a message, you call me back and get a break and let me know. And it should be done by, I don't know, this, I'm gonna say 12 o'clock. But that's in Stroudsburg.
Okay.
And I gotta drive back to Stroudsburg. Well, like, Milford is like an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say, depending on the work.
How much, it'll be on 6/11.
Okay.
The agenda.
Just give me a shout. I'll make it.
You said, how many kids I got it down?
380 in a record program and about 90 in a travel program.
Yeah.
So you open up on the 27th?
27 is our rec program.
When does the travel open up?
That's all year.
We need to know.
If you go listen to the website, you see we got all our stuff is all on our recreational travel. A lot of
Pam, do you want me to list? Yeah, I think it's
The worst case scenario, if you
We're
can
halfway there.
agree with time, and if I can't get them, maybe we'll do it over the phone. That'll work.
So why don't you give me a call when you come through Milford on Monday?
I'm iffy, that's what, because I live in Bushville. I won't be going that far out.
Well, I live in Delaware Township. I live right at the bottom of 739, 2 miles there.
Then how about if I meet at the municipal, I'll call you if I meet at the municipal ground.
We'll do that or right up half a mile from my house in the pizza place. Right next door. Call over there.
I said, what's the name of the place?
It's, Harry Arnold. The real estate office over there.
Yeah. I know.
Between the Dynamite and Arnold's.
What are you gonna build that shopping center? That's where kind of,
I know.
I'm in no rush for it, but
That'll be a while. They rushed to get the plans through to beat the other guys, so they would drop their projects.
that's really.
Yes, I will.
It was a traffic light I was talking about.
Did you mail that? How did you mail it?
But you didn't.
You typed it.
Okay, are we ready? Backtrack here. Oh, yeah, here we go. All the way back. This is how it happens.
I'll make a motion to go back into general session.
Thank you. You have a second?
Second.
There is no discussion. We're gonna move on. May I have, a motion to approve additional volunteers?
Motion?
Second?
Second.
Okay, John and Corey, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I now have a motion to approve the additional Delaware Valley Adult and Community Education courses and instructors for the fall 2017?
So moved.
Jessica
Second.
and Corey, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I now have a motion for Lynette Poosley to work with Dr. James Purcell to complete her administrative internship for Marywood University during the 2017-2018 school year.
Motion?
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion for Erin Byrne to work with Amy DeVries to complete her speech pathology internship for Marywood University for the fall semester?
Second.
Corey and Don, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion for Lauren Schneider to work with Nanette Kroll to complete her speech pathology internship for Marywood University for the fall semester?
So moved.
Jack
Second.
and John, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the revised curriculum for the 2017-2018 school year?
Motion.
Second.
John and Brian, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the Delaware Valley Cyber Academy courses and textbooks for the 2017-18 school year?
So moved.
Second.
Jack and John, any discussion?
Just thank you to all the work that went into the curricular changes. It is a lot of work. I know it takes a lot of input from a lot of people, so thank you. It looks great.
Thank you, John. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve to readmit student 2016-17 1008334 effective at the beginning of the 2017-18 school year?
So moved.
Jack
Second.
and John. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hearing any objections? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve to readmit student 2016-17 1004111 effective at the beginning of the 2017-2018 school year?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve to readmit student 2016-17 1006164 effective at the beginning of the 2017-18 school year?
So moved.
Second.
Jack and John, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the CTE wing renovation? Nice to have this changed now. And expansion, option E.
So moved.
Jack and Brian, any discussion?
Been a long time.
A lot of work.
that we've been looking at this. The first time I saw the condition of our CTE wing, I was immediately impressed by the need for improvement. And I know that we've already made some improvements in that area. But this plan that we're approving tonight is going to provide a state-of-the-art facility for our students in the CTE program. It really is badly needed, and it's going to be a great asset to the community. So I am happy to vote in favor of this.
Thank you, John. Anybody else?
I agree, this is gonna be a great addition. We have more students going to trade school than we've seen prior years with the cost of higher education and everything. You need to get to a job right away, and that's exactly what this will do. So, perfect.
Well, I would like to thank everyone that was involved with this. It's been a long time coming, a lot of work. We've sat through many different boards discussing this. For me, it started way back in 1989. I appreciate everyone's input. I know you've done a lot of work, the administration, Bill, crunching those numbers. And finally, we have a really cohesive board who cares about the entire mission of the Delaware Valley School District. I thank you.
Can I just ask one question?
Yes.
Sorry.
Go right ahead.
Debbie Downer.
That's okay.
The science classrooms, though, are not actually part of the CTE project. They are part of the capital improvements list that we changed, correct?
They're on L.
Even though they're on our CTE project.
Yes,
Okay,
right. K and L are both on this map.
but they're not, they're
Right.
two separate things.
Yes.
Okay,
That color coding, right?
just making sure.
We discussed that already,
Okay.
Dave and I, that color coding tool. You can't.
And I would like to say thank you, Mr. Bell, who's been pushing this project, I think, since the day you walked in the door. And it took a long time to get here. Not every past administration was as emphatic as you've been. So we're glad to see this get done. Time does wear away buildings and things, and you've kept a really good handle on keeping us up to speed with all the projects that need to get done. And I hope you continue that in the future. So congratulations to your staff.
Thanks. I'm proud of all of you. This is a big deal. That's huge.
It's all been full speed ahead since that screechy generator.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
And the curtain at the locker. Remember that? It was like
The
a
tarp, it wasn't even a curtain, it was a tarp,
It
a dirty one at that.
Well, I hope when this is done, we can have a board meeting in the auto tech room.
It looks certainly big enough.
That'd be big enough, right?
That'd be awesome, actually. Wouldn't that be fair?
How much is it gonna cost?
Well, that's a good question. We'll have to see. We have estimates, but they're not.
Pass it to know.
Yeah. We have estimates, but we didn't put them on the public agenda because we don't want to tip our hands in the contract.
What's the high end?
Well, it'll be somewhere between 1 and 20 million.
That's a little too high.
I do think there are enough public documents out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
can
can
let
give them
the
I'm still excited about the CTE. Okay, so moving on to other business. Is there anything first from the board? From the public? Yes.
I'm Sean Bowles from Eastern Pike Soccer.
Hi, Sean.
I started as president in 2014. I won't keep you guys here that long. One of my missions with the club is to get a better working relationship with the school. We're pretty much a feeder program for the middle school and the high school. Some of our own kids have gone through our program. We usually have anywhere between 400 and 500 kids go through every year. So we're looking to see if there's any way or any option for like some of our trainers to help out with the coaches that are in either the high school or the middle school, if that's something that's possible, so that we can start putting together something and pursue it with you guys, or if it's.
Yeah, well, what I do is have you call Chris Ross.
Chris?
And then have him, he can talk to the individual coaches. We've got plenty of soccer. I mean, when you think about that, we have four middle school boys teams, 4 middle school girls teams.
Right.
And then 2 more girls high school and 2 more boys high school. So,
Okay.
so there's plenty of soccer out there. So yeah.
Yeah,
Call
because
Chris.
it's a expanding sport.
Yeah.
Can be a very expanding sport. Okay,
Okay.
just wanted to make sure it's
Part of
something that we
will
can
be
pursue.
The various clearances and stuff like that, Chris will explain that.
Right,
to
right.
And most of our,
Probably aware of
we're
it.
mandated to have it. The only thing that we as volunteers, we don't have to do the FBI, but most of our coaches have the FBI.
Yeah.
So they don't have they have that, they have their, we actually even have to go through something else for risk management with 2 clubs, and we also have all the concussion training. So,
Nice.
okay, I'll contact Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sean,
Thank you so much.
you're the director of the whole?
President.
President.
Yep.
Yeah, my kids have been in it a number of years. It's a fantastic program.
We're trying to make it better and advance it as much as we can. So, and like I said, one of the things that we want to strive with is we want to be able to turn a better product over into the school so that the coaches have something higher up to work with instead of having to start from scratch. So that's why we want to get the liaison in between and just say, okay, what are you guys looking for? This way we can tailor our program towards it and just try to help out a lot more.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Chris will probably hook you up with Jeff Rainier, the varsity head
Yes.
girls, and Aaron, the head varsity boys.
Okay, yeah, spoken Aaron in the past.
And then,
Okay,
then the 3 of you guys and Chris can put your heads together on how you can grow the sport.
all right, perfect. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hang on tonight.
Thank you.
For staying.
Yeah,
For staying.
Yeah, that's the problem. I have in local government. I don't know how long.
Thank you. Our next meeting will be on September 14th, 2017, a work session, 7 o'clock here. And September 21st, 7 o'clock will be our regular public meeting. Also here.
So it's the 14th and the 21st. 14th is the
Correct.
next.
Yes,
On the revised curricula, anything that you would say is, I'm sure there were things to be said for it, but anything that just really stands out on that approval?
New courses.
New- new-
And we approved new courses a month or so ago, and the curriculum goes with it.
We have a new reading series for the elementary, which is K through 5, and then our middle schools also have new math.
Math.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
math. And so the middle schools also have math. So pretty much all the math curriculum K through 8 has been revised.
And then we added Mandarin Chinese as an elective in the high school. And we also added 2 guitar courses, Guitar 1 and Guitar 2, through our music department in the high school.
And you said Mandarin, is that correct?
Mandarin Chinese is now a foreign language elective, yeah.
What was the impetus for picking Chinese?
is there science?
That it's the #1 language in the world in terms of sheer numbers. And we already have Spanish, French, and German.
Should go for Japanese.
It's the second in ESU, it's the second most spoken language among professors at ESU.
All right.
Is there a new science? Something?
No, we added sciences. Oh, citizen scientist, you're correct.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Citizen. It's a replacement for environmental science, which got moved to 9th grade. So there's also a new, more hands-on chemistry class that they're doing for chemistry physics combination class for students, especially in CTE, to expose them to chemistry and physics
the principals in a more hands-on version, because the kids are doing it in CTE, but exposing them through the content in the classroom. And that grew out of the projects that our physics department and our chemistry department has been doing with our CTE teachers. So there's a lot of chemistry in CTE, and there's a lot of physics in CTE.
Yeah, I believe we do have Japanese.
We used to
It's
do it so much.
listed on the,
Oh, that's
That's
on
in
the,
cyber.
yeah, the cyber.
Cyber Academy has Japanese.
And we used to have Japanese here in the high school years ago, and we could never keep up with teachers.
Should we need to vote on the PSP?
The next one. So you can go into your website, and thank you, John brought up, you do have some literature in your packet regarding PSBA candidates. You can go online and read about each one, and then next one we will vote on. Thank you. So
We need a motion to move back into executive session.
I believe we do.
We can adjourn first. Yeah.
So may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second, John and John. And may I have a motion to move into executive session?
To discuss.
Litigation, negotiations, and personnel.
Is that all?
We can do all that in 10 minutes.
This will be a standing one.